Good morning.
Good morning.
Dark coffee day 2.
Still rocking the night shift.
Yeah.
Coffee.
It's a little messy up here. We work in here. We eat in here. We live in here.
Yeah.
So yesterday the live chat didn't work out too well. It is what it is. My stomach was not feeling good. I feel a lot better this morning.
I was gonna ask if you feel better.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it just worked out the way it was supposed to work out with the live chat. But we got a pretty good day ahead of us today. More fencing.
Will it ever end?
Yeah. It's one of those that I guess, was it yesterday we went and picked him up too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a long day.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Very physical.
Yeah. I felt like we didn't do a lot, but also did a lot.
My body felt like we did a lot.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, just drenched.
We didn't get back until like noon, and then we ate. I'm trying to remember. I think then we ate, and then we went out and did work, and then quitting enough time to shower up for the live chat. Even the simplest things take a long time.
Yeah.
And yesterday we were doing panels, and they're 20-foot panels. I don't know how much they weigh, but
1 million pounds.
They ain't 1 million pounds, but
well, obviously.
I know that. Well, obviously, I don't think they would have fit on the trailer, baby. They're 1 million pounds, and I don't think we would have picked them up.
And then you said, "I don't think they're 1 million pounds." I was like,
well, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they're 1 million pounds. They were pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But she jumped in and tried to be like, well, obviously, they're not 1 million pounds.
I need them, obviously. No, they're heavy. Very, very heavy.
They're manageable, with, I don't know, with 2 people, with 1 person, it would be a pretty big pain.
Yeah.
So, Danielle is leaving, and so we're trying to get all of that done to utilize our time the best, so whenever she's gone, I could do the other stuff that's could be a one-man job. And so I'm hoping, I know we've said this forever, things take longer, and then it's hard to, keep going when it's something you really hate doing. That's just a brutal, honest part of it. Is it's very hard to do something, especially something you've already done before, and it's repetitive, and it's something you really don't want to do and you really don't like doing. I think out of everything in this lifestyle, fencing is probably the worst. And
it's something that will always come up.
And it's a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it. A lot of fixing of it.
Yeah.
Later down the road.
Well, hopefully.
Just everything.
Hopefully, it'll be a long time for it to fix this fence. I feel like we're doing it. It could be better, because we're not professionals or anything. But I feel like it's coming out to the best of our abilities. And I mean, we bought the bulkiest H braces and corners. We bought huge T-posts. We're painting them up so they look good. We're stretching the fence as good as we possibly can. Trying to add extra stuff to the fence to keep it tight. Just everything we're doing, we're truly not trying to rush it and try to do it the best. We stretched fence the first time, and it didn't, you stretch it and it's good, but then you try to hook it on and you lose the tension. And so then we kind of redid it, made it a little bit better, and then you do the stretch that's least seen first, and then you figure it out, and then you move to the next. But I'm happy with it so far. The only issue is over the pond. It drops off, and so to have T-posts and stuff holding it nice and tight up. So I have a few ideas in my head of what we can do to get it good, but luckily that's not where animals will be pushing against it, because it's literally over the pond and it's deep right there. But
it's like one of the deepest spots.
Yeah. But the pond's getting full, and We actually ran the generator a little bit yesterday. We knew we were going to be gone, going to get the panels and stuff, and we're like, well, let's just run it while we're not here. And it just rained and everything. And I think you said it's supposed to rain next week.
Yeah.
From what the weather's saying.
It's supposed to rain a lot. As of right now.
Yeah.
Subject to change.
Yeah. It is weird here. Sometimes they'll say it's going to rain all week, and then the week comes up and there's absolutely nothing. It's the best days ever. And then there'll be days it's not supposed to rain and it rains.
Yeah.
So we just kind of almost take the day as it comes and try to figure it out. But again, I know we've said this 100 times, but I think it's a great reminder, and it's just chip away at whatever you're doing, even if it is kind of slow in other people's eyes, because when it's said and done, it's you did it, you know.
Well, then even yesterday, so it might not look like a bunch of work that we did, but it was all day that we...
Second half of the day.
Well,
the labor part.
Yeah, but even going to get it, that counts. So it may not look like a whole bunch, but it was all day, and we were pooped at the end of it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. If it may not look like a lot, because it was only half day of labor, but the other half was going and getting stuff and coming back.
But I feel like that's how it is with a lot of things out here. But also, so like pulling back up to the property and having, you know, fence going to the barn, fence in the front. It's just like, I don't know, it feels so much more complete. It's crazy.
Yeah, I haven't left since.
Yeah.
So she went into town real quick, but I haven't seen it yet. But it's like whenever, even though some people were like, "Oh, you moved one mound of mulch and you moved it over there," it was to clear up our front yard, and so we can get grass growing and to clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer up here in the front. And then when we put the barn in, just every time we do something and we leave, we come back, we're like, whoa, like our minds were blown when we got the grain bin, and we would come back and be like, whoa, man, like this is crazy. So every time we do it, it feels good. The grass, we're waking up, and the first thing is like, I already had looked at the grass, and before we started this, she literally rolled out of bed, looked out the window at the grass, and then sat down. So it's one of those that it may not seem like a lot to some people, but to us, it's big, it's huge, it's awesome, it's so exciting.
What's cool about this place is, you know, so our front yard and stuff, it's not only have we built this stuff, we've even sowed the seeds for the lawn, everything.
Pretty much everything.
Everything.
We have done everything ourselves, minus cut down, like mulch trees.
Yeah.
And we cut down trees on our own, and we brush hogged on our own, and we did all that, and then Outlaw came and cleaned it up. And other than that, we've done it all on our own. You know, clearly we've had Junos come over and help dig out the pond, and Paragon came out and help do the dirt in the barn and clean up some of the land and help with the...
the Ben King put the grain bin up.
Yeah, but we built the deck.
Yeah.
You know, everything like that. It's nice to know that, like, our hands have done it, and our friends, and, you know, stuff like that, to where it's, you know, to each their own. And I mean, it's kind of, it's funny and ironic now. I know I've been talking about, like, YouTube and YouTube channels, stuff like that lately. It's just ironic that YouTube now, which is weird. So whenever I started and then moved to the off-grid and stuff like that, and then we started doing Shoot Dang Ranch, if you hired something out, people almost like didn't like you for it. They almost like would call you out and be like, so-and-so's building their whole thing and you hired it out, or whatever it may be.
It was a shame.
Yeah, it was almost like you build it yourself. You do it yourself. And then now it's at the point where a lot of YouTube channels hire out stuff, and their channels still do well, and they don't get bashed, which is great. I'm not bashing those people. Good for them. It's just funny how the mindset has changed. And there are things we will hire out whenever we do, like the big shop and all that stuff. We're not As much as our brains will tell us, you know what, you can save a lot of money, you just do it yourself. That's something I don't think either one of us are going to be getting into.
No, we were close with thinking about it, but nope.
Yeah, that's just it's too big of a job, and but go back to how it was almost like frowned upon if you didn't do it yourself. It feels good now that if we wanted, we could pay for it, and we know you guys won't tear us up. We know that haters won't tear us up because other channels are doing it. But it feels good to know that at the end of the day, like, we're doing it. We didn't hire it all out. There were things, yes, we got help with, but for the majority of it, we are doing it ourselves. It's like not really a bragging right. That's not really the right word.
It's like a pride.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, when neighbors come by and stop or whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, and we're like, yeah, like, we did all of this ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Everybody thought, all the neighbors, they think that the barn we were going to turn into a house.
Yeah, they're like, so what is that going to be? Because it looks like a barn. We're like, a barn for animals? We just have a couple of animals, so we didn't go very big. They're like, oh, we thought that was going to be your house.
Yeah.
Like, everybody that stopped by and...
it's like, no, the grain bin.
Yeah, and I remember, I had texted Jared whenever we first started putting metal on it and stuff. He's like, I would just turn that into your house. Like, that's nice.
And for Jared to say it's nice.
Yeah, for Jared to give a compliment.
That means it's real nice.
Yeah.
So we're real proud.
Yeah.
This fly.
But it's, it did cross my mind. I was like, man, this thing does look pretty nice. Like, you easily could turn it into a house. You could modify it this way, do this. But it's like, I don't know. For us, it was built for the animals, and we tried to do it as nice as we could for the animals and for ourselves to look good on the property. And the grain bin is something that's honestly very exciting to get ready to build and move into. And I know we've said it before, but like, we're so close to be able to start working on it. And that's like the motivating factor of just do the fence, just finish it. I mean, there's other motive. Clearly, we need to get the animals in there, and we don't want Junos watching our cow forever. But that motivating factor is like, when we're done with this, we can finally move forward. We can move on. We can start building the house. We can get doing the outdoor area for us to hang out. We can start doing just all those things that we want so bad. And it's, again, we're chipping away at it. We're doing it, but we're so close.
Maybe people kind of leave you alone about build her a house.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's your fault. You're the one that said the grain bin. Whenever we first got the grain bin, people were so upset with me. I'm like, it was her idea. She's the one that literally found the bin king.
The whole process of it.
And I got beat up over it. You should build her a real house. You don't want it.
Yeah. Just don't be assuming out there.
Yeah.
It's me just trying to fill in this.
I know what you're doing. She's the worst at filling in gaps when I'm not talking. But I guess the thing of it is when most people are like, give her a real house, do this. Clearly, if we could, we would live in a mansion. Everybody would. Who wouldn't? But the thing is we don't even know in the moment. We're going to get a shop, and we're going to have like room in the shop to build a house, a future house, a smaller barnuminium inside it. But we don't even know what we're doing with it yet. Because our goal truly is, let's build a grain bin and live in that as long as we possibly can. If it's comfortable, then why do we need to expand?
Yeah, there's no point.
It's the only point is so we can have people out. Or if we have a kid.
Yeah. Well, the grain bin, there'd be enough room. If speaking from going to the Airbnb, if we have people out. Oh, you meant like spending a night?
Yeah, not hosting, but having like if your mom wanted to come out and grab the kids. In the
middle of talking, it's like, okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah, it's just more of if we want people to have room to stay here and like come visit, and like Brandon comes up, or
Yeah.
whoever wants to come out and have a place to stay. That's really the main factor in it, because for us, the whole thing, and there's actually a family up the way, and they have nice property. They have nice big machines that they work with. They have a small, tiny house. It's probably,
Jason's good at guessing.
yeah, I would say probably like a 12 by 20 or a 10 by 16 or something. It's not big. It's barely
like
big. It's barely bigger than this camper. And they just built a big old pad. I don't know if they're going to build a house or a shop or what, but they're doing it right from what we can see. They didn't start out all huge and crazy and getting a bunch of debt. We don't know. Again, we're just assuming here, but seeing it and how they've done it and how they started little and working their way up, we're just like, every time we drive by, we're like, they got it figured out. Like, they have got it figured out. And, that's our whole plan, is get in the tiny house. And if we don't really have to expand and build a big house and do all this stuff, you know what that means? That means our bills are going to be lower. It's a smaller house. We don't have to spend more money to build anything else. What does that mean? That's money in savings. That's money to go on vacations. That's money to just enjoy life. That's less work we have to do. It's everything like that a lot of people think to be successful, you have to have bigger and better and all this stuff. When in reality, we don't want to live in the camper forever. But it is nice not having, a bunch of overhead on it. Our electric bill, because we don't have a water bill or nothing, our electric bill is like $50.
Yeah.
And that's using it to run other stuff as well, power tools and whatnot. So the bigger the house, the bigger your electric bill. The bigger the house, the more water you got to run. The bigger, everything about it. And we're just, like, our big running joke is, we're just buying a houseboat. We're going to go move to Florida anyways. So if you keep it simple here, we just have small amount of animals, just what you need. You have it all just contained in small property. 10 acres, it's a lot, but it's smaller than what we had. All that, and you just have it figured out. It's easier to live life. And I've heard it before, but I heard it just the other day again, or saw it or whatever, and it's dying is easy, living is hard. And if you really think about it, it's the truth. Like, to actually live life is hard. To die is easy. It's I could think of a million ways to die, like, quick.
Yeah.
But to live and live the life you truly want, that's hard to do, and it takes a lot of work, and it's a lot of sacrifice and commitments and hard work and dedication and more sacrifice. You have to do all this stuff to live the dream you want. But at the end of the day, it's, are you living the dream you want or the dream you think everyone wants for you? And for us, we're just doing our own thing, and we're getting where we want. And part of that would be having a houseboat in Florida or here on a lake, camping more. We talk about it all the time. We're like, man, if we could do it and have a source of income, we would just travel. And why would someone not? Literally.
Yeah, if you have no responsibilities
and you have money, you have a set amount of money,
and okay, so I can just spend this much, I'm allotted this much at campsites, whatever, and you can, why would you not?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me.
Yes.
That's just to be able to go see America, even if you've seen a bunch of it. It's just,
yeah, but you could see it in a different way.
Yeah, it's just, that's the ultimate, like, freedom.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy too is, to me, I always thought the American dream was to, like, go to high school, go to college, get a good job, get a nice house, do all that. When your kids are gone, you sell it all, you get a big RV, and you travel the country. And it's like, why do I have to wait till then when it's all said and done to go travel?
Yeah.
Figure it out now and then go travel. And if,
Okay.
let's just say, you know, I'm sure some people are like, well, it's not that easy when you have kids. You want to build it up real big so your kids are taken care of. Well, for us, I'm almost 40. She's 21. She got Tom.
Good
But
job, baby.
if we do have a kid, why not let that kid live a life of crazy stuff that most kids don't get to? Well, let's go travel. Let's go do stuff. You know,
every little break, guess what? I'm going to travel.
Yeah. And then during the school year, we're just going to drop them off at Ma's house and she can teach them. And then we're going to go travel. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I guess maybe we see life different than most people, or maybe we're just crazy. I don't know. But I think we feel like we're on the right path and we figured out a good goal. And I don't want to work the rest of my life. I don't want to have to build and do manual labor and do all that stuff forever. I want to live life and enjoy it and do it while we still can. I've seen too many people grow old and not do what they want because their bodies or health or whatever won't allow it. You got to live life now. And I know a lot of people watching this are probably saying, that's probably my big regret in life is I didn't go do the things that I wanted and now I physically can't. And I don't want that regret. I really don't. I was thinking about this. We have the little 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, and you know my buddy Brandon's fixing them up, and I'm all excited. I'm finding some, and I'm sending him links, and you know just like all this stuff. And I'm like, we're almost 40 years old, literally almost 40 years old. Brandon just turned 40, and here we are buying these little dirt bikes and toys that we wish we had as kids. Is this like a midlife crisis? Like, what is going on? But it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, who says because you're at a certain age you have to act a certain way? Why not just, if it makes you happy, you do it.
Yeah.
If that's buying 4-wheelers and dirt bikes, go for it. If that's going on vacation, go for it. If that's buying a small piece of property and staying on it, go for it. If that's going back to get a degree that you've always wanted, go for it. Whatever it is, it's like, why is it such a weird thing, or at least in my head growing up, it was such a weird thing of you have to do these things in order. And it's like, why not just go for what makes you happy every day? Like, why do you have to do certain things that fit into the norm? I think most people are miserable. I think most people regret things. And that's the thing that I like about us is I'm probably more of a risk taker than Danielle. But we do want to do certain things, and we will do them, and we go for them. And I think I'm getting you out of your shell a little bit when it's as far as the risk taking side of it. There's things that you want, and I'm normally like, screw it, let's go. And you're like, well, what about you're the voice of reason, I guess.
Which is scary if I'm the voice of reason.
Well, in some things. And then I'm the voice of reason in others. But it's one of those to where it's, you know, like, screw it, let's just live life. Like, before we met, you would just up and go travel. You would, you know, do stuff like that. And then
every month, every couple of weeks, I'd be like, okay, I have a couple days off. I'm going. Yeah. And I would just go.
But the good thing is you didn't have the responsibilities of what we got now. So
it's my responsibilities was just job and my house.
Yeah.
And then my dogs. But dogs would come with.
Yeah. And then the house is going to be there when you get back.
The house is going to be there. It's getting paid for because my job. And the beautiful thing about nursing was you can have like over a week off without taking...
Because you work long shifts?
Days off. Yeah, 3 days a week is full time. If you want to work more, you can work more.
Yeah.
Or not. Just whatever.
Yeah.
So it just like made my life, which exactly what I wanted at that time was freedom.
Yeah.
To go, you just bust it, work, and then those days off, you just go.
That's how I was as well. You know, at the off-grid, like, just a single dude doing his own thing, and it was just like, all right, I want a dirt bike, cool. All right, I want to go ride today. All right, cool. I want to do this. All right, cool. Just take off and go. And it was nice. And then we got together, we bought land, we did all the stuff, which is crazy. It's within super fast amount of time. Now we've been together for 3 years. It seems like a lifetime. But at first it was more of, this is what you want and this is what I want. How do you mesh them together? And sometimes that's difficult. And I think that's why relationships don't work there's no matter what in life, two people are always going to want different things. Even if they're on the same page, they're still going to want two different things.
Yeah.
But it's more of, how do you make that mesh together to make it where you could do it together? And it took...
See? It's not just Jason doing what he wants.
Most of the time. No, I'm just kidding. It's become a thing where, how do you mesh? How do you make it to where the things you want and the things I want, even if they're not the same, you compromise and maybe... Okay, we won't do this, but we'll do this. Okay, well then, if we're going to do that, then I would like this. Okay, cool. And then you work your way to the middle of figuring it out. Yeah. And I think that's where we're at. Like, I truly do. Yeah. It's been hard on some days. It says
a lot for two people that...
are very hard-headed.
Very hard-headed and are very much, like, good on their own.
Oh, yeah.
People can call that narcissism in both of us, whatever.
Yeah, I don't care.
But...
We're very independent, hard-headed, and just want what we want. And
that was, just a thing why we didn't even want to be in relationships when we found each other.
And then I was just like, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
It took a lot of...
it's just like, why compromise? I want to live my life according to what I want.
Yeah, especially when you're older.
Why get in a relationship?
Yeah.
I don't know. But then...
Now we don't even go to the gas station without each other.
Yeah.
We just, it's just like, hey, I need to go get this. All right, and then the other person just starts getting ready to leave. It's just one of those things that it took a lot of figuring out and stuff. But we were both on the same page. We just kind of wanted a little bit different things, and then you almost find out like, oh, it almost is better whenever. Like, now, the things you wanted that I didn't think I wanted, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. And then, kind of vice versa. Like, there's things that I really like to do. It's like riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers and doing all that stuff. And I don't even know if you ever really did any of that stuff.
I always wanted to, but my dad...
Yeah.
No. That was a big no. There is my neighbor growing up. She had little electric moped. So just like... nothing.
Yeah.
And one day I got on the back of it with her, and my dad came out. He was so mad. So she still talks about it to this day how scared she was. It was just like anything motor, anything like that. It was a no.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't either. I just remember one time my uncle, we just came home one day and there was a go-kart sitting out in the yard. We're like, who's here? And our uncle just dropped off a go-kart. And it's like, that was the first thing with the motor. And we were probably like 15. Yeah. Too big for the go-kart at the time. But we couldn't have anything. But like, as you get older, stuff that I always wanted. And so I did it. And then, clearly we got together and all that stuff. And now she's sending me links to like, hey, look at this little four-wheeler. We should buy this. Or, hey, this dirt bike. Or, whatever it is. So it's like, it's cool with stuff like that you kind of... Instead of just being like, well, I love my life this way, piss off, I want to do everything I want. It's like, what are you doing over there? And it's like, that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. And then we kind of like have meshed, and it's truly at the point where we're kind of pretty much on the same page of everything we want. And all right, let's knock out what we need to do, and let's go do what we want to do. Mm-hmm. And, we're on the same page too about, if we have kids, if we can have kids. If not, we're still going to live the best life we possibly can. But if you can, then you live the best life you can with the kid and show the kid a cool, crazy life. And, it's interesting. It went from both of us not really wanting kids to being like, you know what, I think maybe just one.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
Yeah, that part's wild too. We went from, we didn't want to be in relationships, didn't want kids.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
It's interesting. But if we can wrap all this up in one
Hit him, baby. Get him with a synopsis.
Is we got to stop drinking this coffee. It's waking us up too quick in the morning. We just be talking.
It is good.
It's good coffee. I'm very shocked.
It's
when they said it was a dark roast, I was a little nervous, but it's actually really good.
Yeah.
This probably won't work, but if you want to screenshot this and
I think they have free shipping.
I don't think that's gonna work.
It worked on the.
There you go. Boom. If you want to scan that, you can, or check out the social media stuff.
Yeah.
We're not getting paid or anything. Clearly, if we were, we wouldn't put it at the very end of the video.
Yeah.
But
again,
it's good coffee.
You know, we talk about the things that we love, the products. That's one of them.
This is one of them.
That's one of them.
But yeah.
Recommend.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys have a great day. This is going to clearly come out a little bit later. We need to start filming them the day before, so they come out super early. But we do have a lot going on. We have some steak and eggs to eat for breakfast. Get us that proteins we need, some energy.
Mm-hmm.
Drink this coffee and get out there and knock it out. And that way we can bring our boy home and put him in there and get him a girlfriend and hook the pigs up and all that.
It's gonna be wild.
It's interesting. It's exciting. So
that would be even.
Just looking out and seeing Lambo?
Yeah. Or you're pulling up and then it's all done over there. And there's animals in it?
That'd be nice seeing Lambo in the pond.
Oh.
I'll go swim with them in the pond. As long as them big old snapping turtles don't go in there.
Yeah.
The ones with the big old jaws. Which we saw a baby. I took a picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably like that
Just
big.
Just a little baby. I've never seen him as a baby.
Never in my life have I ever seen those turtles in real life. And then we just saw one.
You've never seen them in real life?
Where would I have seen? I grew up in Texas.
I didn't know they were in Texas. Not in Texas.
As far as I've never seen one in my life. The only reason I knew what they looked like was because Turtle Man.
Oh.
And then Kinfolk Farm in Georgia would catch them. Other than that, I'd never seen them in my life. They're freaking dinosaurs. But
they really are.
If they start getting in that pond, I ain't getting in. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
those suckers take a toe off. Or something else.
That's what I was going to say. You got to be careful.
You got to be real careful.
Get your hang down.
Hey, take it easy. All right, guys. Bye.